don't know, I don't know if I believe it, but I've got them anyway.
All right, I'd like to call our meeting to order. If you all please rise to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, clerk, please call the roll.
Dave March.
Here.
Trustee Hudson. Trustee Maravka. Here. Trustee Richards. Trustee Sandberg.
Here.
Trustee Sluse.
Here.
Trustee Sturba.
Here. All right, public comments. Yep, stop your name and
Kyle Johnston. I was just curious about future road repairs, like South Street, 3rd and 4th Street, when those will possibly be getting done.
you know, we, too bad our public works guy isn't here, but, we do kind of have a list of streets that, you know, are in need of repair, and we kind of have a schedule, so if you wanna leave your name and contact information, maybe we can get back to you on that, okay?
All right.
So, give it to our public works, committee guy right here, okay?
All right.
We'll give it.
He'll be here by
I'll give it to Bob.
Supposedly Bob is gonna be here in just a few minutes, so we'll
Okay.
talk to him afterwards, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Ben Nelson, Peatone Historical Society. Just looking at the new business, I see you have a thing for Chicago Southland Convention and Visitors Bureau. So I went for a ribbon cutting just over a week ago for the Lincoln Oasis and talked to them. In fact, they wanted to talk to me about they knew all about the windmill and kind of what we're doing there, but they, boy, they're gung-ho at wanting to promote that. And they also mentioned the Peatone, that they want to help promote us also, to bring people here and kind of both the windmill and the downtown and the hotel that's coming for people that want to do like a staycation or local areas. So it's kind of a big thing. So I hope we do it. Hope we get an agreement going. That's it.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
Anybody else? All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. We have the minutes from our October 28th regular village board meeting. Approve the payroll and accounts payable. We have two payrolls, one for the pay period ending October 26th, total of $70,025.77. And the second one for the pay period ending November 9th, and that total is $68,674.91. Accounts payable for the period ending November 15th. General fund $172,511.70. Capital improvement fund $5,521. Business development district fund $17,547, and the TIF 2 fund $77,457, for a total of $273,036.70. Also on the consent agenda is the approval to close the village hall on December 24th in observance of Christmas Eve. Any items that trustees want to remove from the consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by trustee, seconded by trustee Sturba.
Trustee Maravka.
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sluse.
Yes.
Trustee Sturba.
Yes.
All right, on to staff and committee reports. Let's start with Christmas in the village. Nick?
Yeah, we went over what we're doing for the handouts and the decorations, judging for the houses and everything. We'll be doing that on December 10th. And just going over the parade routes, all that, but we're pretty excited about it for us being our 10 years on it. I do know the parade is the event's December 14th and the parade is at 5. I know I need to get with the trustees about walking the parade route for that day, for the parade, and also if you're walking Santa Claus and everything. So, but yeah, it should be, we're pretty excited about it. We got 2 food trucks this year. Couple different handouts than we usually have, than the lighter ones, so should be a pretty good event. Hopefully the weather holds up for it, so.
Good. Great. We also had the AOC meeting. Unfortunately, trustee Hudson's not gonna be able to hear, so I think Nick's got the report on that.
So just, I'm gonna cover these briefly because we are gonna talk about these items on the agenda, but the 2 main items were a proposed staff reorganization, and we reviewed the current FY25 budget and how that all was allocated, specifically in the community development department. And now with the, him leaving, the building zoning code enforcement officer, and we had 2 unfilled positions, that money is now unspoken for the remainder of this year. But we were looking to kind of streamline operations and do some other things, which we're gonna talk about on the agenda. But the recommendation was to make Diane Nielsen, who's one of our staff, who's working part-time, a full-time staff, and then allow Karen Baker some extra hours if needed. So we're gonna talk about that on the agenda. The other thing, which is also on the agenda, is approving a BNF construction code services for property maintenance. This is basically code enforcement. We already work with BNF to do permits and plan review. Again, with the departure of our building zoning code officer, this company submitted a proposal. It's, we believe, pretty budget friendly, and should potentially reduce expenditures in the long run. And we'll talk about, their proposal is basically doing sweeps, which are looking for code violations on a regular basis, and then they can be called out as needed for complaints and other things. But the benefit of this is those services can be ramped up or ramped down as needed, so we can manage the cost a lot better. So the committee recommended moving forward on both of those items, making Diane full-time and this BNF construction code services contract. The other thing I'll just mention was discussed but wasn't an agenda item, was there are several cargo containers in town at different locations. Some are more hidden, if you will, and some are more visible. And we have a code, that ordinance that says you can't do that without screening them, and there are certain limitations in various zoning districts. But we discussed in the B1 zoning, which is downtown, there are no outdoor storage allowed either. So the committee directed me to do some additional research and come back, but we were going to talk more about that in the future. So, and that would kind of go hand in hand with our code enforcement work. So that's it.
Troy, I see you out there. You had a report?
Hey everybody. On the downtown job, the plan is to pave the final surface course starting tomorrow. So in the morning, they're gonna put down a joint sealant and then a tack coat, so that's the oily part, so try not to walk anywhere near that, or on the road before they pave, because we don't want that tracking on the new sidewalk or pavers. So they plan to pave tomorrow. They might need to pave Wednesday as well. And then work will continue on the other items that are remaining, putting down the brick pavers, more trees, signage, striping.
Okay. And then you said 88th Avenue, they're gonna be doing
Yes.
some.
So 88th Avenue, there'll be some work this week. We've been told from deconstruction, they'll be putting a sidewalk on the east side along the travel center. And then they have to do some punch list work, which includes doing some ditch regrading to fix some spots on the west side ditch of 88th Avenue.
Okay. Questions for Troy?
So they're right on schedule for the downtown area, for the most part?
For the most part, I mean, we would have liked it to go a little faster here at the end, but the pavers, brick pavers was such tedious work, it just took the landscapers, honestly,
A lot longer than they
a lot
thought.
longer than I think the main contractor suspected.
Okay, so you're, I mean, are they still thinking hopefully maybe the end of November, which I know is next week already, but, or beginning of December at least?
I would say most of the project will be complete, so a couple things like the stamped asphalt crosswalks, it'll be too cold for those, so those will probably have to wait till next year.
Okay.
But the majority of the rest of the project should be
So we'll
complete.
be able to open it up hopefully?
Mhm.
Awesome, okay, thank you.
Thanks, Troy.
Thanks.
Bob?
leaf collection will continue, for the next couple weeks, along with street sweeping. And then that project, or that service will be done for the year. Troy fills you in with the rest.
Okay.
Hang on one second.
Yep.
Hey Bob, are they gonna
Yes.
put out, when the, like you guys did with brush pickup, are you guys gonna put out
Yeah.
one of those signs again?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
All right, the chief wasn't able to make it tonight. He left a report on your, in front of you there. If you have any questions about that, let us know. We can relay those to chief. Admin, you have a report?
Just a couple announcements, and the Planning and Zoning Committee or Commission is meeting Wednesday. This is to talk about the regulations of the trailer storage. The other thing we've talked about and had presentations before is the Pavlov Media, who is the fiber company. They came to the village in April, before I was here, and then they came to our last meeting. Staff, myself, Bob, Troy, our consultant, and Michael Mars, we've all had various meetings with them, just to kind of check out their proposal. I've also talked with the Mantino administrator and some residents who live down there because they're actively installing down there now, and just wanted to get a sense of how it was going, good or bad. I've been in a community before where we had 3 cable companies going through, and that was not a lot of fun. There was a lot of concern with residents because they were going through people's backyards. Pavlov is looking to go in the front parkway, which we weren't thrilled at first, but I think that may alleviate some of those problems. But this is something that we can't really restrict them to do. The law allows them to run this as a utility. This has positives for the village in that it's gonna provide residents and businesses with another option for fiber. It's not cable, it's just fiber, but if you're streaming, it's gonna be a lot higher quality. And they're pretty committed to, they're coming basically out of the Champaign area. They've been coming north on 57, working up. And like I say, the communities, nobody likes the construction, people working through the community. I mean, they have to disrupt the grass and stuff, but they were pretty quick, is what I was told in Mantino, to restore that and put down grass seed, and you know, they'll have to come back probably spring for some, but they're planning to work through the winter. But I just wanted to let everyone know that we're probably, this is an administrative approval, it doesn't need board approval, but we're probably gonna move forward with that pretty soon. Once we give them approval, they're gonna move forward on a number of things. One is they're gonna work with me to set up a meeting here in town, like a public meeting, where people can come and learn more about what the construction looks like and just what their service looks like. But they're gonna sell eventually, but they don't want it to be a sales pitch so much as just an informational, so residents know what to expect. But overall, I think this is a good thing for the community. It does give us access to the fiber, which for businesses or homeowners who push more data rather than just your old-fashioned dial-up, this is a good thing. But there's gonna be some, I'm sure, frustration with people doing construction, and it's gonna touch every part of town. But they believe they can get this done in, they said 6 to 8 months, but they hope it's gonna be a lot quicker. And when I talked to their staff the other day, they really wanna be aggressive and push through. So I think this time of year, it's kind of nuts to think they're gonna be going out there, but as long as the weather's not horrible, they're gonna push through the winter. So maybe a lot of people won't even really notice this as much. It's not like in the summertime when you're out in your front yard or something, so. But more information will come, but I just wanted to let you know that's coming, and we're gonna push that out via social media, press releases, and this event, so that's it for now, I think.
Perfect. I think that they got all the reports. So just my comments. First of all, I want to congratulate our administrator for getting the board packets and the videos of our meetings on our website. So we've never had the board packets on there before, and the videos you had to kind of go to YouTube to see them, but now they're all in one place on our website. So when you guys get the packets on Thursday or Friday the week before, they're uploaded to the website so residents can kind of see what we see. I want to thank Nick for doing that. Also on the website, we're trying to get a little better at adding more information into the events page so that when you go there, you can, if there's an event, there's a link to something that you can see more information on. So we're gonna try to keep that updated as well. As you heard from Troy, the downtown project is, winding down. I just wanted to thank everybody for their patience throughout the last 6-7 months. But it looks great. I mean, I walked out there, before the meeting. It's kind of nice because they cleaned, the streets all cleaned up, all the garbage is off of there. So, I mean, it really looks nice. And just thanks to the board for supporting that, and thanks to the residents for, dealing with the inconvenience of that. And also thanks to the businesses downtown. I know it's been tough, but I think, going forward, it's gonna be really great for downtown, and it looks great. So, yeah, we got some things to finish up down there. Once the paving's done, and they put the stripes on, for the parking stripe, we should be able to open up the street. I don't, the landscapers may not be done completely, but I wanna get those streets open, by the end of the month. And, they can work around us then, so. Okay? No. So we don't have any old business, new business. We have representatives from the Chicago Southland Convention and Visitors Bureau today to talk about an agreement that we would like to do with the Village of Peatone. We've got Kim Kozlowski and Mary Patchkin from there. They're gonna kind of come up and just give us a little overview. So basically what this agreement is with them to share our hotel tax that we have. So we've had a hotel tax on the books for quite a few years. We've never had a hotel though. By sharing a little bit of that amount, they are able to promote the hotel. I mean, there's a whole list of services. I think if you looked at our packet, they included what the services they provide to the hotel. And the whole idea is that the more people that you get staying at the hotel, the better it is for the business, the better it is for the village. So they do a great job. So guys, why don't you just kind of give us a little overview.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to come out tonight. My name is Mary Patchen. I am the president and CEO of Visit Chicago Southland, formerly the Chicago Southland Convention and Visitors Bureau. We shortened our name a little bit. We were established back in 1986 as the official organization for promoting tourism in the south and southwest suburbs of Chicago, from small meetings, group tours, sporting events, and leisure visitors. We are one of 38 state-certified Convention and Visitors Bureaus, so we're recognized by the state of Illinois as the official Convention and Visitors Bureau for the south and southwest suburbs, and for that we do receive a grant, which is also funded from state hotel motel tax. So we're not funded by residents, we're funded solely on hotel motel tax. So people staying in the hotels pay the tax, which then in turn pays us. Visit Chicago Southland just recently achieved the prestigious Destination Marketing Accreditation Program designation with distinction from Destinations International. And I mention this because we not only met, but we exceeded over 100 industry standards, performance standards. So we met all of these different criteria to show that, hey, we are doing what we should be doing for our industry. Our budget is strictly used for tourism-related marketing and sales programming. The state of Illinois, they hold us to a T. We can only do things related to tourism for the sales and marketing of the Chicago Southland. So we are funded by hotel motel tax, both locally and by the state, as well as some small partnership fees, sponsorship, and other forms of revenue like our events. but our funding does not come from residents. Again, it's by the visitors staying in the hotels. And tourism, just a fun fact, in the state of Illinois saves each Illinois household roughly $1,300 a year in taxes. Such a small portion goes back into actual tourism for the state of Illinois. The rest of those dollars get allocated to education, public health, health and human services. So we're just a small portion of what tourism actually generates. From the sales end, as I used to be the salesperson for past the last 6 months before our president and CEO retired, we attend 18 to 20 national trade shows per year selling the Chicago Southland region to meeting planners, tour operators, and sporting events rights holders. We actively prospect from previous trade shows and initiatives to generate qualified leads for our hotels and hospitality partners. For us, we try to be where our hotel community and our attractions cannot afford to be. So we attend these national trade shows. Last year we met with over 400 actual qualified operators and planners. And we also invest in additional sales-related initiatives on behalf of our hotel and hospitality partners. We focus on those tourism-related programs that our communities, our hotels, and partners can't afford to do on their own. And to kind of tie all of that together before Kim comes up to talk about marketing, Toby right now, she's on our sales team. She's attending the National Tour Association trade show. So motor coach buses, the big buses you see going down the interstate. So she's met with, I think, about 40 tour operators, qualified them, and discussed all of the opportunities that the Chicago Southland has to offer. Now we know we are not Chicago, we get that. But what we are is access to the city of Chicago. We offer 6 interstates through our geographic territory, so we're a great stopover point. But on top of that, Toby actually does itinerary planning for those tour operators. So think 20 to 50 people on a motor coach, everything from students to seniors to boomers and everything in between. But she meets with these operators to discuss the different opportunities. She comes back after they give her some dates. Hey, yeah, we think about staying in your area. Let us know what the rates are and availability. She goes out and she goes to our hotel community. Hey, what can you offer? They come back with their proposals. We in turn then offer incentives to those tour operators to stay in our hotels, because we don't just compete with other Chicago Southland communities. In our mind, the competition is the whole collar of Chicago. So we want to keep those dollars here. So once an operator chooses, like the Holiday Inn Express in Peatone, not only do they stay overnight, pay that great tax, they'll probably fuel up the motor coach at the travel center right there, possibly tour the windmill while they're out here, and then even eat breakfast or lunch in one of our local establishments. So they are constantly creating that economic development, that growth. So that kind of how it all ties together. We work with sports groups, same thing. They might be hosting a big event at Wintrust or the Southland Center in Linwood, but we need hotels all across the Chicago Southland region. And those are people eating in restaurants, going to the bars if they're adults, or visiting other local establishments and coming to your downtown. But more importantly, using that travel center and then paying the tax at the hotel. So that's just a little bit of the organization and sales, and I'll turn it over to Kim.
Good evening, I'm Kim Koslowski, and I've been working with the CVB almost 35 years. If you're trying to do the math, I started when I was 10. It's been my life's work, and it's been Mary's life. We both were interns and then stayed in the industry. So I'm the executive vice president, but part of my responsibilities is running the marketing department. And so what do we do with the marketing department? It's our job to entice visitors and event planners of all types to get interested in our area. And once they are interested, we have to develop the tools to help them plan and the content to help them or enhance their visits while they're here. So this is gonna be really quick. I do talk fast, so this will go really quick. How do we entice them? You're not gonna see most of our work done in the local area. And why is that? Because we're working outside to bring people in. We're not circulating Peatone residents to go stay at Moni properties and vice versa, right? Even though they might do a staycation, our job is to go outside and bring people in. So one of the ways we do that is through advertising, mostly digital advertising. We have a group market, which is what Mary said, meeting, sports, group tour, social campaign, and we have a leisure campaign, different needs for different markets. Most of it's digital, we do some print, but we also have hotel co-ops. So recently what we're doing is an Expedia co-op with all of our hotels, where we're paying and we're investing $20,000 every 4 months. But what it does is it creates a landing page for Chicago Southland, and it gets people to come to that page and book hotels. So in the month of September, just September, 257 room nights were booked. Now, if you say $100 average room price, think about it's 25,000. It's already paid for the campaign. So we do programs like that at no cost to the hotels because they can't do it, right? So that's where we can come in and do it. We also do dedicated e-blasts. So she mentioned NTA. Toby's at NTA. So sometime during the year we may do a dedicated e-blast to their audience, trying to get them to interact with our e-blast, click and see certain things on our website, and reach out to Toby to help plan a trip. We also do leisure e-newsletters, and locals can actually sign up for that, and I really encourage them to do it because we're all tourism ambassadors. We all have family and friends that come in and we need things, where are we gonna take them, what are we gonna do? And sometimes we don't even know what's in our own backyard. So leisure e-newsletters, things to see and do for the next month, new guides that are coming out, some travel inspiration, it might be a new video, whatever it is, we're going to package it up in that leisure e-newsletter every month, and then we share it on social media. Brochure distribution, we have, our main guide, I should say, is our visitor's guide. We have distribution all throughout Illinois' information centers. We pay for some Indiana toll road placement, we pay for some Michigan and Wisconsin placement. We're at both airports, in addition to other points of distribution. As Ed mentioned and attended, we reopened our visitor information center. We built a brand new kiosk that's interactive. It's got touch screens, it's got QR codes, it's got brochures too, to help people coming in from Indiana and capture them at that point. Or even if they're traveling, just coming throughout there, even if they're residents, right? Because everybody counts, every piece of business we get in counts. And then social platforms. We do boosted posts not only in the group markets, but we do leisure posting too. We do about 5 event posts a week. And we try to rotate through the different communities. So talking about events, it's important to make sure we get your events. So we're listing them and we're promoting them. Okay, so once we entice them, what else do we have to create? Content that helps them plan and helps them enhance their visit while they're here. So we have an award-winning website. We won Best Website for the State of Illinois at the Governor's Conference last year. That website has a lot of information, venue, hotel information, and anything that pertains to those group markets, and even the leisure site looking at hotels. We have what's called our Threshold 360 videos because you might want to take a look at a property before you stay there. And what's nice is the property's going to be brand new. Nothing better than a brand new hotel. No one's done any damage to it. It's wonderful. Because people are hard on hotel rooms, so it's nice to have a brand new hotel. So anyway, those tours are available to our hotel partners as well as our venues. So Will County Fair, anything like that we can actually put and include it in their listing. It also integrates into their Google listing, so it helps that engagement go up. On our website, we have electronic guides for our group markets. We have a place where they can submit information, so if they want us to get proposals to them on, they're holding a sporting event, or they need space to hold some kind of expo, we can actually have our sales team work on that and provide them proposals. But we also do a little bit of print, not much for the group market, just little teaser pieces, so each one, like sports and meetings and group tour, they all have their small little teaser pieces, but everything else is on the website. And then leisure. The most visited page on any CVB's website is going to be their events page. That's why it's events, locational, it's events for this industry. We work very hard to make that a very robust calendar, and we're also looking at different programs to help enhance that. But just like everything else, it has things to see and do, restaurants, golf, disc golf, dining, etc., for people to actually look at and view and help plan a trip. But in addition to that, if you went on a desktop, we have our access to our app. If you went on your mobile device and you put our website in, it would actually guide you to download the app. And the reason why the app is important is if you're in market, you're staying here, what event's nearest me where I'm staying here? Or what restaurant is nearest me? Or what golf course can I go to? Or what disc golf course can I go to? So very important. We also have a blog. We have travel inspirations, about 100 travel inspirations we created on what you can do here, just different themes. We created 8 mobile passports. So if you're here, and even residents can do this, you can go visit locations, check in, and you can get points for prizes. So we have like Pizza Pass, we have Suds and Buds, which is our brewery pass. We have Hot Diggity Dog Pass. We have 8 different passes to help make it fun and help get them around the area. We also print, you have in your packet a bunch of guides, Visitor's Guide, Festival Event Guide, Coupon Book, Rail Fanning, which I know the mayor's talked about doing a rail fanning location out here, very popular. Cheers and Bears, public transportation. You get to order these on the hotel and village gets to order these on a monthly basis. They're there for you to use. In addition to those things, Okay, that's how we entice them, we create these tools, but we also have a local grant program that you can take advantage of. We realize that we're representing the entire area when we go out there, and that you as villages or as entities or as nonprofits in our area need your own money to do a little bit of promotion. Maybe it's the Will County Fair. Now we have a hotel, let's go ahead and get a grant and let's promote a little further out to get more people to come and stay and spend their money. So we do that, it's $51,000 a year we have, it's a marketing grant. So just for promotion, once again, we're trying to bring outside people in, it's a 60-40, we pay 60, you pay 40. The other thing, and this is really kind of a neat project, we're hoping you would join us and you're coming at a great time because in 2024 we created our signage program for our hotel funding communities where you can choose one of 4 signs. A monument sign, which is what your neighbor, Village of Moni, actually is doing. Electronic, where everyone sees the electronic things coming up and what you can do. Wayfinding. And the most popular is our 3D letter signs, and you've got a sample of that in your packet. The mayor asked us, can you kind of have some design concepts done? And of course, we incorporated your windmill in there. Every taxpaying community gets one of these signs, and the letter signs are about $15,000. If you go with one of the other projects, we will pay $15,000. You have to come up with the rest. But that's free and clear. It's just giving something back to our communities that help fund us. And what these 3D letter signs, if that's the way you go, you can put it in your downtown. They're mobile. You can put it at the Will County Fair. Residents can take pride in their town, and they're going to take pictures with it. Visitors are going to take pictures with it. So you have third-party marketing in that respect. So that was quick. If you have any questions, or maybe we went a little over the 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
Doesn't sound like enough information.
We could talk for days if you want. This was hard. I actually worked all weekend trying to condense it down.
It was very informative.
Any questions from the trustees? So
Thank you, Ed.
we're going to put together the actual ordinance or agreement that we have to pass for this, and it'll be on our agenda next month. So, okay. Next item on the agenda, special event permit, amplifier permit, Peatone Car Club, Car Show and Street Dance, July 26, 2025, downtown Peatone, road closure on 2nd Street from Main Street to Crawford, North Street from 2nd to Railroad, and Railroad Street from Main to North. So I know it's kind of early. I compliment the car club and always, getting these in on a timely basis instead of wait till the last minute. First of all, I think all the trustees agree that this is a great event for the town. It brings a lot of people in. So I don't think nobody is concerned about that. I know Nick maybe wanted a little more time to look at the logistics of this, so I don't know if you wanted to comment on that.
As you said, Mayor, this is a great event. This is something that we could promote tourism-wide, get other areas to come in, but Andrea and I talked, and we just want to talk through some of the logistics, just because I know this has been a long-standing event, but with the downtown and just in consideration of just making sure we have all the logistics hammered down. So we talked after a recent meeting, and we think if we just work through a few of those items, we can bring this back in December and get it approved. But I wanted to help them in just knowing that we're going to support this event. It's not like we're not going to support this event, so they can continue to plan and promote and not wait. It's just working out the exact map and movement of cars and things like that. So that was the only thing we wanted to wait for. But
Okay, good, because that was one of my questions, so, okay.
Yeah. So everybody okay? We'll table this till next month then.
Yep.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda is a resolution for property maintenance proposal from B&F Construction Code Services. This would be resolution 24-R-20. And Nick already talked about this a little bit, but we want to use B&F, which is currently who provides our building inspections. We want to use them to also work on code for property maintenance as well. So if you want to, any other comments?
just the thing that we stressed at the committee, and when Trustee Hudson and I met with them, I mean, one, we want them to be very professional and when they're engaging the public. And BNF said their goal is not to write tickets. Their goal is to get compliance, and so they engage with people as they're going around, notify them that there's a violation, try to give them a little bit of direction, And then they'll come back and in 14 days, if they haven't corrected it, then they give them an official notification, and they come back in 7 days, and that's where they could go to administrative adjudication, et cetera. But we believe the cost of this, they send teams, a person out, their plan at this moment is to do half the town one day, half the town another day, in real time, document it with an iPad, and track it. If we have, so that's a sweep, which is kind of proactive, and they recommended that way. It's not they're targeting anybody, they're doing the entire town looking for obvious violations and things, and they'll go through the process. We can also accept complaints, or if you have complaints, or residents give them to you, you give them to me, we'll get them in the system, and they will do kind of on-call investigations. But we believe the cost of this is going to be very economical, and like I said before, we can ramp up if we need more sweeps or we need more investigations, we can do it. If everything is going well and there aren't a lot of complaints and they're not finding a lot of things in their sweeps, then we can scale it down. So it's not like you paying a cost no matter what. It's really an hourly rate, and we believe that this can be good. So we're recommending to move forward in this. And if in the future we decide to go a different path, we can do a different path, but right now this gives us something, just because with the staffing right now and other priorities, this will allow us to manage code better, and I think we'll get a lot better result from it.
So if we signed a contract with them and like in 3 months or 6 months or a year, we decide, we're gonna go in a different direction, they're not gonna charge us for
There's
anything,
no
right?
like long-term commitment to this, so I felt like it was very flexible, and I mean, if we have problems with their code enforcement officers, we can address that and switch officers, because I know a previous vendor, we had problems with some of their folks.
And we have a lot to choose from.
Right. I mean, we stressed upon them treating residents with respect and being very professional, and they seem to really get that and promote that. That was their goal, so.
Other
Thank you.
questions? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 24-R-20.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Maravka, second by trustee Sluse.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
All right. Item G, approved petroleum storage equipment lease agreement. So, it was decided by Public Works and the Police Department that we should move our gas tank, which was over, just west of the Village Hall, out to the Public Works facility. Couple reasons. One, we're fixing up our downtown, so why do we want to have this gas tank just sitting there? And also, the Public Works facility has a fence around it that can control people just accessing that. So anyway, so we talked with our fuel provider, which is FS here in town, and they provided a new tank to put out there. The only thing we had to pay for was some electrical work to get electricity to it. We also put an outlet in it for a generator, so if there's a prolonged power outage, we can hook up our generator to it and still get fuel for plows or trucks, whatever, police cars. So this is just their lease agreement. We're not paying anything. There's no monthly fee. It just acknowledges that they have this tank out there that is worth a certain amount of money, and we're just acknowledging that we're leasing it from them. So, and that it's theirs, it's not ours. So, any questions?
Nope.
I would entertain a motion to approve the agreement.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Sluse, second by trustee Maravka.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Item H, approve a resolution for a memorandum of understanding between the Village of Peatone and IUOE 399. So that's their union representative. and this would be resolution 24-R-21. Nick, why don't you go ahead and
So this is a long time coming, but this was something that we identified that our salaries, although we had an existing contract that wasn't negotiated too long ago, was maybe falling off a little bit is competition with our peers and nearby. So to remain competitive so that we don't lose people because they jump and go somewhere else, but also we have a good crew, it's a small crew. This took that into consideration, so we started with what can we do to improve that situation with the salary. So as noted in the memo, we're changing the temporary foreman position, which was in the contract, to a permanent position and increasing the pay by $1.50 an hour. We're increasing the hourly rate for our 2 existing laborers, $1 an hour, and a separate action here, but kind of discussed during the MOU, we're making our part-time laborer a full-time position and increasing that starting pay 50 cents an hour. So at the end of the day, there's movement upward that will make us more competitive with our peers and other agencies. The longevity or seniority is kind of reflected in this, so that people who've been here longer make a little more, people who are newer make a little less. We believe we can make all this work in the budget, and after this full-time, moving the part-time to full-time, we don't expect to hire anybody in the immediate future, so this is kind of our staff, and with additional work, maintaining the downtown and just other projects, we think this, making this full-time position is a good thing too. So it was very friendly, but it's stayed within all the parameters the board outlined, and I think the staff is pretty happy to, get a little extra money, so. Happy to answer any
Questions?
question.
I can't vote on this, can I?
Probably should.
Okay.
She has, her son works for the department.
Is he an adult?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his money, not yours, so
That's true.
technically you could.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution 24-R-21.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Sturba, seconded by trustee Sluse.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse? Yes. Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yeah, if I can vote, yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda is related to that, so approve hiring of Jimmy Haig, full-time public works laborer. He's been a part-timer for over a year, and Bob recommended that he go to full-time, so.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? Moved by trustee Marevka, second by trustee Sturba.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
All right, then I need a motion to go into closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of a public body or legal counsel for the public body.
Motion. Second.
Moved by trustee Marevka, second by trustee Sluse.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Sturba?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Okay.